A sugidama hangs from the eaves of the sake brewery. The many white-walled sake warehouses. Fushimi in Kyoto is one of Japan's leading sake brewing towns. Many people in this area gather here at Fushimi Inari Taisha Shrine to pray for a bountiful rice harvest to be used in making sake. Founded over 380 years ago, we have repeatedly innovated and challenged how sake is made. To find the most delicious sake. Since being founded, Gekkeikan has used water called Fushimizu, which comes from this rich spring to make sake. The Kyoto water basin contains a large amount of groundwater. It is medium hard water that contains moderate amounts of potassium and calcium. This fine, mellow natural water, perfect for brewing alcohol, adds to the rich flavor of Gekkeikan Sake. Another important ingredient in sake is rice. The rice husk contains proteins, fats, and minerals which affect the taste, aroma, color, and quality of sake made. Therefore, when making sake, more of the germ and husk is polished off than with rice for eating. Depending on the sake type, rice is usually polished 30 to 50%, with a maximum of 70%. The polished rice is washed with water to remove any contaminants, and the rice is soaked. Since water absorption rates vary with variety and harvest date, the soaking time must be adjusted to the second according to the rice being used. The rice is then steamed in a process called mushimai zukuri. This process greatly affects the final sake product. When making sake, the rice should be elastic, not sticky, and have a firm outer shell with a soft core. Part of the steamed rice is used to make koji. Koji is made in a dedicated koji making room, kept at the correct temperature and humidity. The koji fungus is called the national fungus of Japan and is also used in making soy sauce and miso. From germination, koji takes about 2 days to make. An aroma like chestnuts is a sign that the koji is high quality. The next step is making the starter culture. Making the fermentation starter greatly increases the amount of yeast, making the fermentation process possible. A warming barrel is used to keep the yeast at the correct temperature. This process takes from 2 weeks to 1 month. After the yeast has been grown, the fermentation mash is prepared. Koji rice, water, and steamed rice are added to the starter culture in 3 separate steps as the fermentation process continues. The starch in the steamed rice is converted to sugar by the rice koji, and the yeast converts the sugar to alcohol. This is called multiple parallel fermentation and produces highly concentrated alcohol. The fermentation mash takes 20 to 30 days to prepare. Even though sake production has modernized, how the rice koji and yeast are used is a very important part of making high-quality sake. The fermented mash is pressed to separate the sake cake and sake. The completed refined sake is put into a container called a taretsubo. The freshly pressed sake is pasteurized and sent to the storage tanks to slowly age. The aging process gives the sake a well-balanced, mellow flavor. Gekkeikan began researching how sake should be made as far back as 1909. The Gekkeikan General Research Institute has developed a wide range of technologies and products under the slogan of Quality First. Koji mold and yeast play a major role in making sake. The Gekkeikan General Research Institute studies how they interact and utilizes advanced science to dramatically improve the quality and stability of our current alcohol products, as well as develop new products. Most Gekkeikan Sake is made here at the Ote Brewery. This facility is the perfect environment to produce high-level sake under the skill and experience of the master sake brewer, or toji. In the brewery, various kinds of rice must be made uniform and clean before it can be used to make sake. The remnants of the milling process are rinsed off the polished rice, and it is soaked until it has the proper moisture content. We utilize a machine that can limit the amount of water absorbed by the rice, allowing more precise control over the water absorption rate. The soaked rice is steamed as it moves through the continuous steamer. It is designed to evenly steam the rice, leaving a soft middle and firm shell. The steamed rice is cooled in a sanitary environment, unaffected by the weather or season. At the brewery, many diverse types of koji are required. Gekkeikan brewers select the best management schedule for growing the koji based on their data and own 5 senses. To meet the diverse needs of our customers, We use different fermentation tanks of various sizes depending on the product type. The data accumulated over the past few decades is used by Gekkeikan to find the best ways to make sake. Another strength of the Gekkeikan Sake brewery is the ability to automatically control variables such as the temperature and ingredients of various types of liquor 24 hours a day during fermentation. Alcohol is a luxury item made by microorganisms. Even today, it is the experience and senses of people that ultimately decide the best way to use collected data. A tasting is done to check the color, aroma, and taste of the finished sake. The final quality of the sake is judged by human senses. The carefully crafted sake is then bottled in extremely clean containers and sent to our customers. Sake is crafted from the rice the Japanese have cherished from ancient times, together with koji and yeast. Gekkeikan will continue to advance the wisdom and technology accumulated from our predecessors to deliver the best quality liquor in the world.